Okay, so how should I start my introduction? Maybe with greetings, comrade, and then throw in a Russian accent in the next sentence or two. Yeah, that should do it. Greetings, comrades, and welcome to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic, da? Anyway, yes. Hi, this is Soviet Republic. It is a very complex strategy game that I'm going to be working my way through, and I'm probably going to add a little bit of history, which is mainly going to be about Russia, I suppose. So, to begin, greetings, oh, it says it for us. I am Nikolai Mikhailov, the second secretary of the Communist Party. I will guide you, blah, blah, blah. So he's going to tell us what to do. First, we need to do all the various moving things. I'm going to do that and then skip that. Right, so the first thing of note, it tells us we have quite a large amount of land we can go for, and there's several borders. You can possibly, we can move these windows around. It's like Windows 95. So you have the blue border, which is the capitalist pigs. Hopefully we'll be able to nuke them later on. And then we have the red borders, which are Soviets that we can trade with. Customs house. This is a customs house on the Soviet border. Yada, yada, yada. You can trade with those. Fair enough. Thank you, comrade, for your attention. I hope you will continue your education. Okay, yeah. It's relatively simple to start off with. So it has quite an in-depth tutorial to go through. So we have lots of different tutorials. So the next one is urban planning basics. So let's get going there. Ooh, we have another one. And look, a greetings comrade. Nice. Mikhail Vlasov. There you go. Chief architect, yada, yada, yada. So he is going to ask us to build some roads, which we can do, and then it tells us over here, but we can close that so it doesn't get in the way. And then there's a handy red arrow telling us where to go. So let's start off by building some roads. There's all different things you can choose from. There's tram tracks, rail lines, and we have a couple of different roads, which is going to go for the basics at the moment. I believe you can upgrade them later on. So roads just appeared here. We can trade with these guys essentially. So it's telling us to build a road there so we can get lorries in and trade. It's going to tell us to build some housing relatively soon. So let's try and make a little kind of square for the housing to go in. Nope, that's not good. Okay, our city will need flats for our citizens. Build any residential. So we got to build some residential buildings now. Should be easy enough to do. There you go. That's what I wanted to do. So what I'm trying to do is get a square here, and then we're going to dump the residential building. Why is it doing that? Oh well, fuck it. There'll be a curve on our road. And residential buildings, the arrows telling us where, and we can build large blocks of flats. Okay, this road needs to be a bit longer. Alright, so after a bit of fiddling, I've worked out the best way, I think, to do this at the moment. So what I've done is 2 blocks of flats back to back against each other, a road going down the middle, and then a road going either side, and we should be good to go here. Right, let's rotate. We need to get this road, and it's coming up to night time. We do have a day-night cycle. Why are you doing that when I'm building my road? Okay, it's telling us we need to build a shopping centre, which we can do. And we need to come out a bit more, and then we can go straight off the road. In theory, we can go straight off the road. Yeah, bollocks. So before we actually do that, we need to make this road straighter. It's a little fiddly, a little quirky. You just need to get used to it, I suppose. Used to its foibles. There we go. That's what we wanted. And then I did actually want to build a couple more buildings, but fuck it. So anyway, the main reason I've done it like that is because if we build what it wants us to build, which is a food shop. So yeah, you've got the road on the left, which is, yeah, for cars, vehicles. And then you have the footpath symbol on the right of this. And then at the back, I believe that's conveyor belts, but we'll get there later on. So let's place this shopping centre down. It will be built, and then this should disappear. Yep, we got a tick. So next one coming up, alcohol. Right, it's telling us to build a pub. Let's go there. Russians and their drinking, or Soviets and their drinking. Not at all famous for that, are they? I think they have a really low, or did have a really low life expectancy because of vodka. It's how you keep the people happy. You get them drunk all the time, so yeah, then they don't complain. Next, sport. It's telling us to build a sport ground for entertainment purposes. So it's a football pitch I think it wanted. So we want to have that kind of connected around here, so it can reach all the housing buildings we have. If we don't get it to all the housing buildings, it won't be considered a complete task. There you go, we've got a football field now. Is it going to give us some graphics of people watching or playing? No, it's giving us a bit of noise in the background, but that's it. And next, it wants us to build a cinema. The building's red, so we can't place it there, but we can place it there. Good. And now the cinema's done. No Soviet town would be complete without a Soviet monument. So it wants us to build 3 of these. Does it say 3? Yeah, build at least 3 monuments, it's saying up there. So we have a choice of what we can build. I mean, everywhere needs a Lenin statue. Let's put it at the entrance, so anyone that comes in from the outside, they see Lenin in all his glory. What else should we build? Ooh, we gotta have we need research for that. Eternal Flame, Children's Playground, nope. We need research for the Red Star Monument. Alright, so another little Lenin statue it is then. So we've got the daddy Lenin and the baby Lenin here. There's a British philosopher. His name is Bertrand Russell. And he was alive probably early 1900s onwards. And his granddad was Prime Minister of Britain. And he says he met Lenin, and his view on Lenin wasn't that he wanted to help the proletariat. He didn't want to bring them out of poverty. He just wanted to punish the bourgeois instead. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Alright. Pretty much he's just saying he was a bitter man full of hate and he didn't really care about people's lives. The interview is on YouTube. Just Google Bertrand or YouTube Bertrand Russell and it will be there. About religion. This is why I like the Soviets. Religious sympathy is something some of our citizens may feel. When you start your game on a map where old cities are present, they usually contain churches where citizens can pray. However, there is no space in our Soviet society for God and religion. We should suppress religion, therefore we are not going to build any new churches, but it's up to you if you preserve those existing churches and let citizens pray. Okay, I don't agree with suppressing it, but yeah, I don't think it should be encouraged on a state level. Right, what next? Let's make sure that there are enough people in our republic and they're taken care of. So when you click on any building in this game, there are menus with a huge amount of detail. So how many people are addicted to alcohol? We've already got 30% addicted. Maybe we could try and up that later on. How many people are enjoying culture, or what percentage even? The health, food satiated and happiness. So anyway, what we can do is we can click here and invite immigrants to come and join our society, and I believe we need to get 90% capacity, and we need to do that for all the buildings. So a few clicks here or there, and we have some suckers moving in with us. Right, make sure workers are taken care of. Purchase goods for our stores so that each is filled 50% capacity. So again, on each building there's different menus, do different things here. So here we can actually purchase food and set how much food is purchased. And there you go. And it's a regular thing. So next, let's go to the pub. Our guy's going to need plenty of alcohol, so I think we're going to top this one out. And I think auto purchase is on, so when the stock gets below 7.5 tons of alcohol, more will be imported. Right, I think that's probably it for that task. Unemployment too high. Thank you, comrade, for your attention. I hope you learned how to build your city. I will be at hand. Yada, yada, yada. Thank you. So we've done that one. So now we can choose. We can choose farming, emergency, university, or coal mining. Let's do a bit of farming. Let's get the meat and potatoes going. Greetings, comrade. I am Rostoya Antonov. Antonov. Okay, blah, blah, blah. He's going to teach us how to build some farms, which we're probably going to need to build more roads for. So if we go this way a bit more, we're probably going to build more housing this way at some point. Suppose we could have our farms going off. Let's actually get a feel for where we have space. Okay, we're going to do our farms over to the right. There's loads of space for fuck off with your curvy roads. The biggest mass murderer in Earth's history is probably Chairman Mao. He had something called a Great Leap Forward, where he tried to bring people off the farms and start up manufacturing, an industry essentially. Problem was, with no one farming, then yeah, people starved, quite simply. Millions upon millions. I think it's around 40 million were supposed to have died. Alright, let's build 5 of these farms either side. Now, Stalin wasn't too dissimilar. So, what was it called there? Holodomor, I think it's called. Right, let's get that rotated. And let's get you guys going here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the kulaks, the people who owned farms before the Russian Revolution, they held the land, they were farming, they made a bit of money. They weren't particularly rich. I mean, you're a kulak if you had a couple of cows or 1 cow more than your neighbour. But then they were kind of done away with, and then you have fucking idiots who, well, not idiots, people who don't know how to farm being given land and told to make food, and yeah, it just didn't work. So, mass starvation, reason why Ukraine hates Russia, because they lost about 2 million people, maybe more, I don't know. So, yeah, anyone that's been under Russia's control, especially in the Soviet sphere, they suffered. Right, farms in the Soviet Republic function as vehicle garages, yada yada yada. Okay, so we need to build a farm. So these are farm plots, I suppose. And then if we go here, we can build a small farm. This is where things get fun. We get to see the old vehicles they used. So that's connected. This will get built. And then once it's built, we need to get some vehicles to do the farming. Then the game gets really fun. So now we need to purchase some vehicles. So we need tractors, combines, and covered trucks. So if we go to purchase vehicles, so I'm going to do 2 combines, 3 tractors, and 1 big truck. Now you can look at the stats of each of the vehicles and see what they're like, but yeah, this is just me starting out. We also need to buy some liquid fertilizer for our field. Right, let's have a look at this tractor. If we double click on it and we click the I symbol, right, it's already arrived. So we can follow this thing around. How fun's that? Let's rotate around a little. It is night time, so things have got dark. We can turn that off and make it constantly daytime, but what's the fun in that? So these tractors, we speed it up a little. They have nobody sitting on them, but they're going to go to the fields and they're going to start ploughing, I suppose. There we go. It's a bit jittery when they get to the fields. It kind of stutters a little. Anyway, right, it's telling us to buy some liquid fertilizer. So if we go here and purchase resources, let's just buy loads of liquid fertilizer and let's just stock up. And hit purchase. And that should be that one done. Now, oddly enough, that one didn't have the red arrow telling us what to do. And now we just need to sow these 10 fields. So these tractors are going to work in the background. And yeah, they're going to sow the seeds and build whatever's here. Dnega, is that the name of our place? Dnega? Dnega? I don't know. I don't speak Russian. If you do, let me know how you pronounce it phonetically in the comments. So we've got 2 speeds. We have faster speed and normal speed. So let's go to faster speed and I'll be back when they are sowed. And we're finishing off our last field here. And then we're going to have 10 sowed fields. So they're going to start growing things. And then when they're grown, our combine harvesters will be out. Alright, what's a Rostia? How do you pronounce it? Alright, comrades, the seeds are in the ground. Now we wait for the harvest. Remember, together we'll make these fields flourish. And the Soviet Republic will thrive when the time comes. Covered trucks will swiftly collect the crops and bring them back to the farm. Keep working hard, for prosperity awaits us. Right, so we've done the farming. We can move on to the food industry. I think the field's going to take a while to grow, so we'll leave them to it for now. Let's go for emergency. So we have all different aspects of society we need to fix and tweak. I've heard people mention this is like Factorio, because it can get so complex that at times you don't know how things work and you really need to deep dive into something to find out. Greetings, comrade. I am Kirill Petrov. Anyway, he's going to tell us how to build the hospital buildings. So if we go back over to our housing area, so it needs to be able to be reached by foot because they stack people in these buildings and people don't often have cars or have cars at the moment. Now, you can bash Soviet architecture and say it was shit, but I've seen many buildings like this in England. Post-war construction, post-World War II that is. Kind of the brutalism, the concrete, stick them all in together. Yeah, there's plenty of places like that in the world. And maybe some of you listening actually live in them. I did when I was younger and renting. Alright, so hospital by foot, we kind of want it in the middle. So if we go over here, there needs to be a road to it as well. If we do that, get rid of this and scroll round, we can stick a road through there maybe. Hospital requires an educated workforce and ambulances, so yeah, we're going to need that road. So let's extend this a little bit more and then it will make it easier going across like that. Now this is the irritating thing, when I go across like that, this road isn't automatically going to be connected. I think, no it's not, and now I can't connect it. Alright, fair enough. So if we go to our demolish tool, get rid of that, and then we'll try this a second time. Good, connected, so we just need a tiny bit more space there. That's not enough, get rid of that. Let's go from here maybe. No, the building's in the way. Oh, there you go. It's not exactly straight, but it'll do for now. Right, hospital has doctors, hospital has staff. We need 3 doctors, 5 staff members. Oh, they're coming. Oh, we've got the staff. Doctors are coming as well. If we look at our workforce in the top right, we do have 51 workers with a higher education. So we just need the ambulances. Right, which ambulance should we go for? So we have a Polish one, a Latvian one, and a Czechoslovakian one. Made with Czechoslovakian yeast. Carlsberg advert, I think that was as I was growing up. Well done, comrade. With the hospital now operational and equipped with dedicated doctors, staffs and ambulances, our citizens can receive timely yada yada yada. Keep an eye on the health level. Health level being up here, which is 86%. We have 23% alcoholics. Right, this dude, he's a firefighter. Let's just buy another ambulance. Can you fuck off for a minute, Fedir Antonov? Are they all related or something? Right, let's do Ghostbuster ambulance. No, I only wanted one. Oh well, we got 3 now. Seems like they're all working. Fire stations are vital for the safety in the Soviet Republic. I imagine these don't need to be walking distance from buildings. So, build a fire station. You're not going to need to walk to a fire station, are you? Probably not, but let's just stick it quite close to everything just in case. I suppose the workers need to get there, so they need to walk there, and if they don't have cars... There you go, that'll do. And then I imagine we're going to need to purchase some fire engines. What have we got here? We need fire trucks at the ready. So we have the Czechoslovakian SKD 706 RTHP fire truck. Where do they get these names from? Or Polish? Well, let's go Polish, eh? This one's more expensive, so maybe it's better. It tells you their speed and weight. So this one, wow, 90 kmh. Speed level 4, speed level 23. We want one of those as well. A couple of fire trucks, there you go. And firefighters in the station. Yep, we've got firefighters. People work there now. Brilliant. Our republic is coming together. Building is on fire. Why wouldn't that let me... I want to see that. Where's this building on fire? There we go. So the firefighters should be going there. Yep, okay, they got there and they've gone. It's maybe because I've got it speeded up. Recently we had a stroke of bad luck. However, thanks to our preparations... Yep, good, okay. And that's that dude done. Right, university or coal mining, let's get the university going, and then we're going to have some educated people. What's her name? Irina Sokolova. Sounds like one of the Russian propaganda ministers at the moment, or the lady on television there. Headquarters, yada yada yada. Builds headquarters of the Communist Party. Okay, fine, let's do that here then. Wow, that's not small. Fuck me, that's big. Alright, I'm going to build it by the statues. That actually works out quite well. Okay, we can't be overlapping the statues. There we go. Pinnacle of progress in our Soviet Republic. So what we can also do, if we go to this dude here, pedestrians, we can build a footpath. And then we can connect these blue... Or we should be able to. Okay, we have to connect over here. It can't connect at a junction. And then that helps out with people getting places. You can have footpaths everywhere. If you're American and watching this, you drive everywhere by car. It's similar in the UK, although we do have slightly better public transport, I think. But if you go to places like Holland or other places in Europe, they have designed their cities so well. I mean, in Holland, for example, you have bike paths everywhere. You have a road, and then either side of it is a bike path. It's just designed so you can cycle. Admittedly, the country's very flat, so cycling's not too hard. And with electric bikes these days, it's easy even for old people to cycle around. But yeah, it's just one of those things. You have that built into your infrastructure. It keeps people healthy because they're doing exercise. Cuts down on smelly car engine emissions. It's just, yeah, infinitely better. Where I live on the south coast of England. I've tried cycling around this area when I moved here, and yeah. The roads are very narrow, where they're built kind of hundreds of years ago, or planned hundreds of years ago, and yeah, cars bomb past you, shouting at you as they go sometimes. I think pedal faster was what one guy shouted at me. And where I live, you have fucking cliffs everywhere, so you're going down and then you're going up and down and up and down, and yeah, unless you're Chris Boardman or whoever's winning the Tour de France at the moment, a good cycler, it's taxing on the muscles. Wow, don't really cycle anymore since getting a dog. Right, headquarters of the Communist Party represent... Okay, well, it said its success relies on the contribution of highly educated workers who engage in diverse research programs. Okay, 15 highly educated party officials working at the headquarters. So how many have we got? We've got one. They're coming along slowly. So, I mean, the whole Soviet thing, the Russian thing, where you take back the power from the elites and you give it to the people. I mean, in theory, it's nice, and you build a society that's for everybody and not just for the few rich people or the top 1% or 10% or something like that. I mean, you look at Britain, 1 in 5 people live in poverty. That's a disgusting figure. For a developed country, I mean a wealthy country as well, 1 in 5 people are in poverty. Terrible in this day and age. It's like almost Dickensian. I'm not saying I am communist. I have read Animal Farm by George Orwell or Eric Arthur Blair. Pretty much, as he said, some people are more equal than others, so you still have the corruption and yeah, the stench of it there. If we do not yet have enough workers, valuable knowledge, strengthen our ties. Okay, it says recruit educated workers. I think I misclicked in one of these buildings and I've already done it. So we do have educated workers. They're just coming along slowly, I think. Workers with higher education, 51. I think we may need to build a new yeah, we're going to need new building. And we're going to need to stick some clever people in that. Alright, we can do that. So yeah, in principle, it's nice, but in reality, yeah, the system didn't work. I think as Winston Churchill said, capitalism's a terrible form of government, but it's the best we have at the moment. Alright, why is this road not working? Maybe if we go a bit further that way. There we go. And if we build residential, we stick it here. And then when it's built, we go in there and we get some high-skilled workers come over. The Soviet Union, it's also kind of a command-based economy. So, we got 15 people. They just took their time coming there. We have enough party officials in place and enables us to undertake crucial research initiatives. I propose prioritising the party member ranking research as our first step. Click on here and we click on party member ranking. There you go, and that'll slowly get researched. Yes, command-based economy. So say they needed 1,000 cars, they'd build 1,000 cars, but there was no incentive for the workers to work hard. Whatever you do, you get paid the same. I mean, the main incentive was for the motherland. You're doing it for the country. If you've ever seen a guy called Bald and Bankrupt on YouTube, he goes around the former, or used to go around the former Soviet Union until he got kicked out. And he speaks to the old people, or the old babushkas as he calls them. And yeah, they long for the Soviet Union where everything was provided for you. You have a flat that you live in, you have food, everyone was kind of equal aside from the leaders. And yeah, I suppose life would have been easy, but accidents happened, corners were cut, and there was no incentive to work hard because say your factory's told to make 1,000 cars, it makes 1,000 cars. Next year it's going to be told to make 2,000 cars. It's going to be given higher targets. So the incentive was for the people not to work hard and to underachieve a little. So if you underachieve, they think, they only made 800 cars, they must need more resources. Whereas if you made the 1,000 cars, then they'd take away resources, they'd try and fine-tune it. And then, of course, criticism. You could not criticise the government at all, otherwise you'd end up in a secret police station, and we're going to get one of those later. I'm looking forward to that. Where are you? State infrastructure. There you go. It'll be there. Crime and justice. Okay, so it's locked at the moment, but yeah, we have secret police headquarters. Maybe it will unlock as we go through the tutorial. Yeah, so first 11 years of my life, there was the Iron Curtain, so to speak, going on. It was us and them. We were scared as children into what nuclear war would do for everyone. I mean, fuck, I was quite young in school and they showed us this film called Threads. I think it was made in 1980 something or other. And it's about a nuclear strike on Britain, and I think there's a rather disturbing scene which stuck to me to this day. And that's of a woman having a miscarriage in some dirty building with like barely any food to eat. And yeah, I think there was even a beep scene in there as well. Fucking, you never get away with showing that shit to people in schools these days, but oh well. Right, this research is happening slowly. Let's speed this up. 99% done now, and 100%. Comrade, the next imperative research we must undertake is the establishment of the secret oh good, we're going to get it. With their vigilance, we can effectively monitor citizens' loyalty. Okay, fair enough. So go here, research, secret police, good. And that's another however long, 10-15 minutes. I think I waited for the last one. It goes up very slowly. So, in East Germany, when it was divided between communism and capitalism, or American influence and Russian influence, or Western influence and Russian influence, they didn't have very many people in the secret police at all. It all relied on pretty much the modern day Karens back then. So you didn't like your neighbours, you go to the secret police and you'd either tell them they're doing something bad or make shit up about them that they were doing something bad. And the secret police, they had targets. They had to arrest XYZ amount of people, like everyone had targets. They had to arrest XYZ amount of people regardless of whether they're guilty or innocent. And if you look at former Soviet countries and people who were around at the time, everyone knows somebody that was in a gulag or prison of some description at the time. Because that's how you keep the population compliant. You make them so scared to speak out. And that's exactly what is happening in Russia today. I mean, if you stand around to protest, whether it's peaceful or not, then yeah, you're going to prison. You politically challenge the leader, you're going to prison. You say, he did a good speech the other day, but one of his hairs was a bit off on his head. You're going to prison. For a long time as well. It's not like a year or two. Well, a year is a long time. It's not like a few weeks or something like that. It's like 15 years. Bang, you're in prison. Good luck making it out alive. Fucking shitty system to be living in. And I feel sorry for the people that still live under those regimes nowadays. Yes, so when the Berlin Wall fell, when David Hasselhoff was up there singing for freedom or whatever it was he was singing. Yeah, suddenly you had West and Eastern Europe and they slowly started becoming open to each other. You had countries join the European Union and then suddenly you'd have a flood of people from these Eastern European countries move to whichever country. I think in the UK there was a lot of Polish people that moved over. I think they had one of the bigger populations in the ex-Soviet countries. So yeah, they kind of came over, they took up a lot of builders. A lot of them are doing building work. And then they sent their money back home and then, yeah, that's kind of developed Poland really. Latin EU grants and whatnot. And they've been brought up to Western standards of living. Their lives have just improved. From the collapse of the Soviet Union at the end of the Afghan War. Well, it wasn't at the end, but that was the start of it. From the collapse of the Soviet Union onwards, people would be queuing for bread or something like that in a shop, or queuing to buy a television. Luxury goods were rare. And then suddenly, bang, you can go into a shop and it's full of goods and you can buy whatever you want. There's no limits. Amazingly different. I think the first people I met were probably Belarusians, which is still under a dictator at the moment. Lukashenko, I believe his name is. But yeah, I was working in an airport in a food court while I was at university, I think, just cleaning tables. And yeah, there were a few Belarusians there. They were working, doing whatever they were doing. Nice guys. They didn't speak the language too well, but I often had lunch with them and attempted conversations, and they'd tell me how lovely their country was. But at the collapse of the Soviet Union, organised gangs just took over. There was crime everywhere. Employment was low. There wasn't the money. So what do you do when there isn't money? You run away to another country. As much as people hate immigration in the UK, or some people hate immigration in the UK, fuck, I'll be doing exactly the same if I was living amongst organised crime or no place to get a job. I would be straight out of that fucking country and trying to get to a rich country as soon as possible to make some money and have a better quality of life for me and my future offspring. Ooh, our farms. They've grown their product, their wheat, their corn, whatever it is. The combine harvesters are going. beautiful. Don't know if that's dust or smoke they're chugging out there. We'll see when one of them finishes a field. And then once they're done, the tractors should come out automatically and start ploughing the field again and sowing seeds. Right, this dude. Let's click on it. Let's watch it. It's going to finish and then it's going to come out. Okay, it's not dust. That's, yeah, dirty fucking chemicals that are being pumped out of the engine. What are you doing now? That was a swift U-turn. Do you not need to go and drop off what's in your inventory? No. Our secret police are going to be done very soon. And then we got this big truck. So once the corn or whatever it is comes back, we'll go in that big truck. And that big truck will drive over here and we'll sell it to whatever Soviet country it is over here. Well, secret police research is a remarkable achievement, and now we can establish the secret police to safeguard loyalty and security of our beloved Soviet Republic. Sorry chaps, I have to do it. The game's telling me I have to do it. You can go there. Do we have a road? We do, and we have a couple of footpaths we can do for them as well. Stick that down there, and let's actually stick the footpaths in as well. Just so you know, the people that are going to be tortured can get there quicker. Should we link it to the pub? No, you can't link buildings. Oh well. It was a nice idea. So this is where people are going to get tortured and beaten on a regular basis. Staffed with highly educated workers, it also holds a fleet of service vehicles, which will visit residential buildings to install and collect data from monitoring equipment. Through this meticulous process, we temporarily reveal the government loyalty level of citizens living in these buildings. Please click on it, blah blah blah. Right, buy some cars. So if we go to purchase new vehicle, why is there two different buttons? Oh wow, we've got the Beat or the Mars Ponton. Let's go for the Mars Ponton, West German. So the house I'm living in now. And we have other cars as well. House I'm living in now, once we moved in, we had an oven. We had to proper stick against the door to... Let's get them one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. There you go. They can choose their cars. We had to proper stick against the oven to keep the door closed. It was a bit old. And then when I took it out and off they go. Brilliant. Again, interrogating the populace. Yeah, we had to prop stick against the oven. I took it out and replaced it with a new one. But on the back it was made in West Germany. Now West Germany collapsed in the 90s, so fuck, that's a 30-year-old oven we were using when we got in the house. They have at least 10 agents in the station. I think we need some more educated people. I think I'm going to need to do another building and then just get the highly educated workers in. Right, educated. There you go. This is where the clever people live. It's going up now. We're going to have 10 agents in no time. Good, it's done. Brilliant. Beautiful. To improve loyalty of our students and future experts, we must raise a minimum government loyalty threshold for party headquarters to at least 50%. This ensures our teachers exhibit higher loyalty, thus positively influencing the loyalty of those they educate. We must be cautious not to set loyalty values too high, as this could result in no teachers meeting the criteria, leaving students without proper education. Striking the right balance will ensure a well-functioning education system. Okay, so let's put this up to 50. Good. Thank you for all your attention and dedication throughout this mission, blah blah blah. Okay, best of luck in your endeavours. Thank you, Arena Sokolova. Anyway, that's it done now. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're an expert in the game, please by all means drop some tips in the comments. They'll be useful for me, they'll be useful for others. Bye bye.